Today in the Boot Guide, we are looking at the Avenger, the 7505 pull-on comp toe wedge sole Romeo. So over the next few years, you're going to be seeing a lot of Avenger when you go out to shoe shops, when you go out to places that handle company stipends and that handle company allowances for footwear. Mainly because Avenger falls right at the perfect price range for almost every program out there. And something that Avenger did that a lot of the other companies aren't doing is that they geared their boots towards that type of lifestyle, that type of person, the person who's going to use the company's money in order to buy their boots. Because what that means is that if they can get a home run, which they've got here with the 7505, you're going to want another pair the next year. Why do I say that? Because of the materials. They're actually using good materials to build an inexpensive boot. A beautiful hand of leather, really good, resilient elastic for the slip-on parts, a great piece of polypropylene for the pull-on that's really sewn deep so this isn't coming out and it's backed inside there. Plus, they've lined the boot with an excellent mesh liner to take away some of the heat and to allow it to dry a lot quicker. Now, that's just the basic things. How about all the aesthetics? How about the rubberized toe and the heel guard? It comes with a heel guard. A lot of companies are missing out on this idea that you kick your boots off and they're not putting heel guards. And if they put a heel guard, it's just a flat, hard surface. Avenger added some ridges so you can actually catch it, so you can get this thing on and off quickly. And it being a molder shoe, well, we all know that you got to get molder shoes off if you're really working in a hot metal environment. Now we know with a wedge sole, we're not going to be working around a lot of hot chips. We're not going to be pouring steel at all. But it's nice to be able to slide the things on and off easily. Now about that wedge sole, yep, comfortable. This wedge sole matched with this soft welt. Unlike most welts that are hard, plasticky, you can't really flex them, you can't really bend them. This welt is pliable. It's a soft welt, which just adds to the comfort of the boot and takes the break-in period and reduces it down to 1 to 2 days. And that basically is just getting the leather heated up and flexed around your foot. The inside of the boot, the sole of the boot, and everything around the boot, zero break-in. Comp toe, fiberglass shank, no metal whatsoever. So in and out of metal detectors, in and out of places where they want you to take your shoes off, you're not going to have to. As long as you don't have any metal on you, you'll be able to walk in and out and get your job done quickly. Now something that brings us back to the talk on the materials, waterproof membrane. How often do you see a boot that falls into this price range have a waterproof membrane, and a real waterproof membrane? It's not all the way to the top of the boot because you can't. With this type of design of boot, with this engineering, you can't bring that thing to the top, but you do bring it all around the foot of the boot. So it means you could stand in water up to the top, up to this line in the boot without a problem. If you're drier in your boots, if you're comfortable in your boots, you're going to want to wear your boots more often. And that's where Avenger's really getting that whole idea of building really nice industrial grade boots. Now inside, something that they did, which I really can't show you because it's a black cavernous black hole down inside this boot, is the lining that they used to cover up the membrane. They used a black liner instead of a gray or instead of a white or a yellow. It's a black liner, so that means it's going to keep your industrial boot a little bit cleaner looking on the inside also. What they also did is they sent along a memory foam insole. No EVA, no plastics, no nothing, just soft cushion memory foam. Now, memory foam and me, we don't get along that well, but I really understand why guys love it. I've seen how it reacts to pressure. I've seen how all the tests work on it, and it makes sense to add a memory foam insole to a wedge sole boot. Because when you take the pressure off the boot, say you're driving a forklift, say you're pulling stock, or just say you're making a delivery, when you take your pressure off your foot, when you relax and you sit down, when you go to your next station, this thing returns back to where it was. The air refills all the little chambers. And when you go to step, you're back into a very comfortable boot. So I understand memory foam in this boot. Now, the size and the fit on this, out of the box, I was actually impressed. Comfortable, flexible, ready to go, full day of work without any real hiccups, as long as you buy them the right length. Now, what adds to that is a super tight arch. I felt the arch right out of the box, put it on, I was like, there's an arch in this thing, wow. Most of the time when it comes to Romeos, that's this type of pull-on boot, it's a flat arch. You don't get much. You kind of got to add one in yourself by buying an insole if you need one. This thing, out of the box, beautiful, nice arch. You felt it right away. That arch was emphasized by the super tight heel cup, which is something you almost never see. Inside, this heel cup is perfectly round, but it comes up along the outside of the heels and up into the Achilles. Now, most companies, they sacrifice that when they do pull-on boots. They kind of make this a very general swoop, straight up. Avenger, right in there, tight around the shape of the ankle, tight around the shape of the heel, creating a very comfortable boot. Now, about the size, like I said, out of the box, it was comfortable. Most of the time, industrial footwear does not fit me. I have to go a full size up from where it is just to get the right length. Because when you're building industrial footwear, you're trying to build a general vanilla type fit, just something that's gonna fit everybody. And it's almost rare to find half sizes. Avenger, you got half sizes. But my size out of the box felt just as good as some very expensive boots that I own. Now, you're probably wondering about that welt and is it resolable? Of course it's resolable with the right shoemaker, anything is, but the soft welt, cutting that off, using this boot for its intended purpose for an industrial use, if you were going to have them resoled, I would not suggest that you bring them back into the industrial setting of where you need them. Just for safety reasons. You should always work in your work environment with new shoes that are factory approved by OSHA. Just kind of that thing that makes your job better, that makes your insurance claim better. But if you were going to have them resoled, go for it. I mean, it'd be an interesting thing to see how well this upper holds up, because they use some really good materials in this upper section of the boot. They're not the type of materials that are going to break down. Sure, you might tear some places, you might rip apart some stitches, you might get something that's pretty acoustic on it and start to deteriorate the leather. But if none of that happens and it's still good and you go for it, I don't see any problem. So that's the Avenger, the 7505 slip-on Romeo comp toe with that beautiful wedge sole. Hey, if you're wearing anything from Avenger over the last few years, please comment below. If they're selling them on your shoe truck or at your local industrial shoe store, please comment below. Let guys know what you think about the brand. If by chance you've picked up a pair of these in the last few months, also comment below and let guys know how they're holding up. Were they comfortable right out of the box, and are you happy with them? Hey, if you're interested in seeing some detailed photos of this boot, the inside, the outside, that soft welt, all that stuff, swing by to bootguy.com. I will have a detailed blog all about the 7505 just waiting for you. Hey, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. It really helps out. And if you're on Instagram or Twitter, remember to follow me there all day long. I find interesting boots like this. I take some photos, I put them out there, I show them off to you guys so we can have conversations about the boots. Hey, if you're about to pick up a pair of these Avengers, if you're about to order them online, or if you're about to pick them up off a shoe truck and you're really not sure between the sizes, feel free to shoot me over an email and let's brainstorm some of the advantages to buying this boot. All right, until the next time, I'm the Boot Guy. Thanks a lot for watching.